All right, here we go. Let's get on I-75. We are going to Big Canoe, Georgia. Wait until you see what this retired engineer can do. He makes puzzles.
Well, I was a chemical engineer with the Environmental Protection Agency, and my main mission was air pollution control. We wanted to get out of the rat race of Metro Atlanta. The traffic was horrible, and we called around for brokers, not knowing where we wanted to go, but we know we wanted to get out of the congestion of Metro Atlanta. And we found a broker who had a home here in Big Canoe, and he said, "I think I have the ideal place for you." So the first time we came up here to the mountains of Big Canoe, we just fell in love with it and decided to look for a place, and if we couldn't find a place to buy, we wanted to buy a lot and build from scratch, which we ultimately did. Well, I retired in 1998, and I was looking for something to do. I started to set up a shop in my basement when I lived in the Metro Atlanta area. And the first thing I did was make wall clocks. I got some German clock movements, and I made the wooden cases for the wall clocks. I made a few furniture pieces, and then I saw an article in a magazine on puzzles, and it was a wooden fish puzzle. So I made the wooden fish puzzle. Was the first puzzle that I made, and this is it right here. I showed it to a good friend of ours who had a Down syndrome grandchild, and she gave it to him for Christmas, and he loved it. So I knew at that point there was probably some interest in puzzles. So afterwards, I made a few puzzles for my grandchildren, and they loved them, and it just kind of got out of control from there. I probably spend 4 to 6 hours a day in the shop, and it's something I enjoy doing. It's fun, keeps me busy, and when we go out on the road to craft shows, it's very interesting to see the people's reactions to the puzzles that I make, and it's interesting interacting with those folks. But I have about 70 different puzzles that I do, and creating new puzzles every day. I've gotten to the point where I design a lot of my own pieces right now, and so there's some interesting stories behind some of those puzzles. The biggest seller is the snail. It's a 5-piece colored item with numbers on it. It's a great educational tool. At craft shows, that snail literally crawls out of the booth. If it had wings, it would fly. I'll take a piece of wood from the lumber mill. I'll have to plane it and then sand it and get it to the right thickness, and then I'll either take a pattern, a stock pattern from a magazine, a book that I've found, and temporarily adhere it to the piece of wood, and then cut out the puzzle from it. Afterwards, there has to be a sanding process to get all the sharp edges off the puzzle so people don't hurt themselves. And if it's a colored puzzle, I'll use food coloring to color it, and then there'll be a acrylic coating that will go on top of that, which is perfectly safe. The natural wood puzzles, I'll use a toenail finish, which again is very safe. If it's a colored puzzle, I'll use only maple because it's a light wood, it's durable, and it takes to the food colors really well. So I'll only use maple for the colored puzzles. On the other puzzles, out of natural wood, I'll use mahogany, I'll use walnut, canary wood, padauk. There's certain puzzles that lend themselves to various kinds of woods, and we do about 6 craft fairs a year. The first one coming up this year will be in Fairhope, Alabama. And then we'll do a couple in North Carolina. We'll do probably 3 or 4 in Georgia. But most of the sales are through craft fairs.
For more information or special puzzle requests, go to PickensPuzzles.com or email Brian directly at orangeman@windstream.net. Hungry? All right, here we go. We're going to the Barbecue Caboose Cafe. We'll take you there right after this.